Good morning, students. So today we are starting with the topic mitosis under cell division. As I have already discussed that there are two types of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. So students always remember mitosis is a kind of cell division which always takes place in the vegetative cells, or you can say in those cells which are concerned with growth. Before this, I have explained you about the various phases of the cell cycle. You know that the cell cycle, it is broadly divided into two categories or two phases. And number one is interphase, which is known as the resting phase for the cell, because during this phase, the cell is not undergoing any cell division, but it is preparing itself for the upcoming cell division. That is, it is the stage where the cell prepared itself. It doubles the amount of cytoplasm, it increases its size, it also duplicates the various organelles that are present in the cell. And the M phase, which is known as mitotic phase, is actual phase of the cell division. So here in this topic, we are going to study about mitosis. So mitosis is also known as equational division because in mitosis, the number of chromosomes which are present in the parent cell, they remain same in the daughter cells. As you know that if a single parent cell divides, then as a result of that division, two daughter cells are formed. So I want to say if the parent have a diploid constitution or diploid makeup, then the number of chromosome, it also remains diploid in the daughter cell too. So here students, always remember mitosis produces two genetically identical daughter cells. And there are four stages of mitosis. See in the diagram, the first stage of mitosis is prophase stage. Then after prophase, there is metaphase stage. And metaphase stage is followed by anaphase stage. And in the last, we have telophase stage. So all of these stages of mitosis, it takes place in the vegetative cells. Okay, students? All living cells come from other living cells, you know very well. So during mitosis, what happens? The nucleus of the cell divides. And when the nucleus divides, so you know that inside the nucleus genetic material is there. And these are the chromatin fibers. So whenever the nucleus divides, it always produces two nuclei. So the genetic material inside the nucleus, it also redistributed between the two nucleus, which are formed as a result of division in the parent nucleus. Okay, students? So there are two kind of cell division. I have already told you that one is the kind of cell division which is known as mitosis, always takes place in vegetative cell or somatic cell. And second is meiosis. Always remember meiosis is responsible for the creation of new sex cells or new germ cells. So it is a division which takes place in the germ cells or reproductive cells. Why there is a need for mitosis? So here three reasons can be considered. Number one, the cell division mitosis is always responsible for growth in the living cells. So the growth of the living cells always takes place with the help of mitosis. Sometimes there are some of the cells which get injured or born out cells, or some cells are required because of replacement of the old cells. So the another function of the mitosis is to repair or to heal the worn out cells or replace the old cells by new cells. And third reason behind this is that all the asexually reproducing organisms, they have mitotic cell division, because you know that the daughter cells which are formed, they are the true copy of their parent cells. Sometimes we can also use the word clones for them. So these clones, they came into existence because of mitotic cell division. So it is wholly solely related with asexual reproduction. Okay, student, we come on our main topic, that is prophase. So students always remember prophase is the first stage of mitosis. And during the prophase stage, when we see the early prophase, what happened? So if we see the electron microscopic view of the cell here, so in the early prophase stage, As you know that inside the nucleus, what is present? Chromatin fibers are present. These are the thread-like structures. So during the early prophase stage, what happened? The nuclear envelope, which consists of nuclear membranes, the disintegration of this nuclear envelope takes place. So this nuclear envelope start breaking, and it appears in the form of some breaking segments. First thing is this, and second one is, as the chromatin fibers, they are clustered inside the nucleus. So during the early prophase stage, these chromatin fibers, they get separated from each other. The condensation of the chromatin fibers, it starts. So when you observe the late prophase stage, what you see, the complete disintegration of the nuclear envelope takes place, and the chromatin material or the chromatin fibers, they arrange themselves with another chromatid. So those chromatids, which are mainly of the same length, they form pairs. And in this way, the different chromatin material having equal length, they arrange themselves and they are found freely in the cytoplasm of the cell. Then later on, when there is initiation of the next stage, which is metaphase, and it is approximately the end of the prophase stage. So these chromatin materials, or you can say chromatids, which are approximately of the equal length, they attach themselves at a junction, which is known as centromere. So in this way, the chromatin material, it condenses to form chromosomes, as well as you know that in the G2 phase, what is present? Centrosome is present, and this centrosome also duplicate to form two centrioles. So both of these centrioles, they move towards the opposite pole in the cell. And later what happened from these centrioles? The thread-like structure spindle fibers, they arise. So these chromosomes, which are formed by the attachment of two chromatids of equal length, they start arranging themselves haphazardly on the spindle fibers, which are generated by the centrioles, which move towards the opposite pole of the cell. So student, here I have written centrioles, they migrate towards the opposite pole of the cell, and later on, as the centrioles moves towards the opposite poles, their appearance is seen at the opposite poles in the form of esters. So these esters can be considered as the microtubules from which the spindle fibers, they arise. So here you can see in the diagram, estral rays are there. Then spindle fiber arises from these centrioles, and later on the spindle fibers, the chromosomes, they arrange themselves in the late prophase stage. Okay, student, here I have written some content regarding prophase. I have written the chromatin of the chromosome become gradually more and more coiled. That means the chromosome becomes recognizable as a thread-like structures and then as a rod-like appearance. Then what happened? Toward the end of the prophase stage, the two chromatids, they begin distinct from each other, and the chromosome now has its typical structure. So see in the diagram, the chromosome has its typical structure. The two centrioles, they also separate and move towards the opposite pole. And later on, from these centrioles, from the microtubules, what happens? Spindle fibers arises, and on these spindle fibers, these chromosomes, they attach themselves at any of the place. And beside these, two more events are there. Nuclear membrane, it breaks down. So see here, the disintegration of the nuclear membrane takes place, and the nucleolus, which are the spherical bodies. Earlier it is floating inside the cytoplasm. Now these floating spherical bodies, nucleoli or nucleolus, it also start to disappear. So this is all about the prophase stage of the mitosis. Okay, student, next stage of mitosis is the metaphase stage. So metaphase stage is the stage that follows the prophase stage of mitosis. So here what happened? There is complete disintegration of the nuclear envelope. If you see the diagram properly, then there is no nuclear envelope that is present. As centrosomes are visible to you, centroil are visible to you, and spindle fibers are also there. And on these spindle fibers, all the chromosomes, which early in the prophase stage, they attaches themselves on the spindle fibers at any of the place. Now all of these chromosomes from both the poles, they come at the central position, they arrange themselves at the central positions, and these chromosomes, they attaches themselves with the spindle fibers with the help of their kinetochores, which are actually the disc shape structures which covers the centromere of the chromosome. As you know that each chromosome consists of how many chromatids? Two chromatids. So centromere of each of the chromatid, it attaches itself with the spindle fibers. Okay, student, I have written spindle fibers attaches to all the chromosome at the kinetochore. And centromere region of the chromosome where sister chromatids are joined. That can be called as kinetochore. Then what happens? The chromosome begins to migrate towards the center of the cell. All the chromosome, they begins to migrate towards the center of the cell. And the condensed chromosome, they arrange in a line near the center of the cell, and that position is known as the equatorial plane, or you can say metaphase plate. So metaphase plate is the one of the important characteristic of metaphase stage. Okay, students, see another diagram of the metaphase. So here all the chromosome, they lie in the center. Then astral rings are there, centroids are there, and from these centroids, what arises? Spindle fibers, and on these spindle fibers, all the chromosome, they arrange themselves at the equatorial position or the equator. So see, all the chromosomes are in the center of the cell, and this arrangement of the chromosome in the central position, it is actually known as the metaphase plate or the equatorial plate. Okay, student, the next stage of the cell division is the anaphase stage. So it is well known to us that anaphase is the shortest stage of mitosis. Now what happened? You know that in the metaphase stage, with the help of the centromeres, the chromosomes, they attaches themselves with the spindle fibers. So here what happened in the anaphase stage? These centromeres, they divide, and two centromeres are formed. And as a result of division of these centromeres, what happened? The two chromatids of the chromosome, they also get separated with the help of one centromere. So if there are four chromosomes, then four of the chromatids, they move towards the upward direction or upward pole with their centromeres, newly formed centromeres. And similarly, the other four chromatids, they move towards the back pole with their newly formed centromere. So in this way, what you see in the early anaphase stage, that these chromatids with their newly formed centromeres, they start moving towards the opposite pole. And when you see the late anaphase stage, then approximately these chromatids, they lie themselves at the opposite poles with their new centromeres. So here I have written some point. It is the shortest stage, very well known to us. The centromere of the chromosome start divided into two. So how many centromeres are now formed? Two centromeres are formed from each centromere. Then two daughter chromatids, they also get separated. And daughter chromatids, they migrate towards the opposite pole with their newly formed centromere. Now spindle fibers are attached to the centromere and pull the chromosome towards the opposite poles. So see the another diagram of the anaphase stage. So here the new chromatids, with the newly formed centromere, they start moving towards the opposite poles, and later they arranged themselves on the opposite poles. So here the spindle fibers, they contract, and the chromosome, they are pulled to the opposite pole towards the centromere. Okay, student, the next stage is known as the telophase stage. So telophase stage, what is the special thing? Here the nucleus actually divides, and the chromosomes, they are at the poles of the cell. Earlier what happened? What we see in the anaphase stage, that the chromatids, they move towards the opposite pole. Now what happened? All of these chromatids, they lose their appearance. Now these chromatids, they condenses to form these chromatids, they undergoes condensation, and in this way all of these chromatids, they get clustered at the opposite poles. And here earlier you see that nuclear envelope, it completely disintegrate, but now the nuclear envelope, it again start regenerating, and all the four chromatids, they are present in the cytoplasm freely, and the spindle fiber it disintegrates, whereas the centroids are present at the opposite position with the astral ring. So here one very important thing is the nuclear envelope it reforms, it regenerates around the two set of the chromosomes which are present in their respective nuclei. So here there is a furrow is also seen in the center of the cell. This means now the daughter cells, they are ready to divide from each other after the last division, which is known as the cytokinesis. So this is the another diagram regarding the telophase stage. So chromosome they reach towards the pole of the cell and cannot be seen clearly. And what happened? The spindle fiber they disappear. So there is disintegration of the spindle fiber. The centroids they replicate, and nuclear membrane it reforms around the chromosomes, and the nucleolus, which are the spherical bodies, they reappear. And later on the telophase stage is followed by the cytokinesis stage, which is actually the division of the cytoplasm, or you can say distribution of the cytoplasm to the respective daughter cells. Okay, student, so this is the cytokinesis stage. As meiosis end with the cell nucleus being divided, now cytokinesis begins. You know very well cytokinesis means the cytoplasm of the parent cell is divided into half, and the cell membrane grows to enclose each cell and later separate both the cells as a result. So the end result of mitosis and cytokinesis here is two genetically identical cells, where one cell existed before. Earlier there is one parental cell, but after the cytokinesis or the division of the cytoplasm is distributed between the two daughter cells, and now there is a appearance of the cell membrane also, which separate the two daughter cells from each other. So see here it is written contractile ring. So it is a kind of a furrow. It develops in case of animal cell, and it is actually a furrow that develops in the plasma membrane, and it grows towards the center and it joins in the center, and in this way it divides the two daughter cells from each other. So each of the daughter cell has its own cell membrane, has its own centrosome, has its own chromatin material. A nuclear membrane is also there in the daughter cells. So in this way, both the daughter cell they get separated from each other and they have their individual entity. So see, there is a special type of cytokinesis taking place in the plant cell. It is quite different from the animal cell. So here I have given you the both the diagram side by side. So here in case of animal cell, as you know that there is a furrow in the plasma membrane, and that furrow it shows centripetal growth. So it grows towards the center, joins at the center, and in this way, the cytoplasm of the one daughter cell, it gets separated from the cytoplasm of the other daughter cell, and both the daughter cells they detach from each other and they have their individual identity now. But in case of plant cell, what happens? In case of plant cell, there is a rigid and tough cell wall is there. Next to the cell wall, what is present? Cell membrane is present. So here, the division of the daughter cells or the division of the cytoplasm followed by the division of the daughter cells with the help of a cell membrane. It happens with the help of a certain cell plate-like structures which arises in the center of the cell next to the cell wall. So here I have written in plant cell vesicles formed by the Golgi apparatus. They fuse at the midline of the dividing cell and form a cell plate. Now these cell plates, again as we have seen in the animal cell, the furrow shows its growth in the centripetal manner, but here the growth of the cell plate, it takes place in a centrifugal manner. That means the cell plate, it grows towards both the lateral sides from the center towards outside. So it is a centrifugal type of growth. And later on this cell plate, it attaches with the two adjacent, it attaches itself with the walls of the plant cell. And in this way, the two daughter cells, they get separated from each other with the help of this cell plate. So this cell plate are actually the simple precursors, and they later represent the middle lamella between the two cells. And you know that middle lamella, it is made up of calcium package, which is a adhesive like material, and in this way a middle lamella, it develops adjacent to the cell wall. And you know that middle lamella is present in the center, and on one side cell wall is there, and on the other side cell membrane is there. In this way, this middle lamella, it separates the two daughter cells from each other, and the cytoplasm of the two daughter cells, they are distributed between them. So here the formation of the new cell wall begins with the formation of a simple precursor, and that is known as cell plate. It represents the middle lamella, and this middle lamella between the walls of the two adjacent cells, it grows. And at the time of cytoplasmic division, so organelles like mitochondria, plastids, Golgi apparatus, all of these, they are redistributed in the daughter cells. So always in some of the organisms, sometimes what happens, karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis. So this results in a multinucleate condition. So many nuclei, they are suspended freely in the cytoplasm, but there is no cell wall to separate these nucleus. So such a condition is known as syncytia. So students, all the four stages of mitosis are very much clear to you. I have explained you first the prophase stage, then the metaphase stage, and then we have anaphase stage, and then we have telophase stage, and the last we have cytokinesis, which is actually the distribution of the cytoplasm between the two daughter cells. So in this way, the cell division, which is known as mitosis, which is an equational type of cell division, where the number of the chromosomes which are present in the parent cell, it remains as it is in the daughter cell. So there is no change of chromosome. So this mitotic cell division, it is related with the growth of the organism. So as equational growth is there, that's why it is also known as equational division. So that's all in today's lecture. Have a nice day, students.